KNEB, and News Extra is next, presented by Gering Civic Center. And here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Karen Johnson is here from Scottsbluff Schools. Terry Martin is here from Gering Schools. And we're going to talk about something. If you have a kindergartner, that is, you're thinking about possibly having a kindergartner, having a child go to kindergarten this fall, you probably need to listen to this and decide what you want to do. We're going to talk about early kindergarten admission. Okay, it's not registration like I said right after the 7:15 news. We're going to talk about that at another time. This is early kindergarten admission. All right, Karen, I'll let you go first. Describe the reason why we're talking about this is there was a law passed that kind of set dates for when kids can go to kindergarten, right?
That's right, Kevin, and thanks for having us on. In 2010, the state legislature passed LB 1006, and that changed the birth date requirement for kindergarten, and it goes into effect for this upcoming school year, 2012-2013. And the new ruling, which was provided by LB 1006, is that if a child turns 5 on or before July 31st, he or she may enroll in kindergarten for this coming fall with no problem. The previous birth date had been October 15th, and they moved it from October 15th back to July 31st. So there's a group of people who are going to kind of be caught by this, whose children turn 5 after July 31st up to October 15th. And for those individuals who would like their child to enroll in kindergarten but they don't meet the new birth date, the legislature required that every school district have a process to assess those children to see if they can carry the load of kindergarten.
All right, so you've got, this would be me, okay? Because my birth date's October 4th, and I went to kindergarten when I was like 4, basically. Might explain a lot for me as to the fact that I went to kindergarten way too early, okay? But my parents thought I was ready for it, so there you go. But anyway, there's a lot of people that probably didn't know about this, were thinking they were going to have their kids in kindergarten, and if the birth date's between July 31st and October 15th, they're going, wait a minute, I can't do that. So now this process allows that to happen, right?
That's right, Kevin. This is Terry from Gering Public Schools.
Terry Martin.
And basically what happened is all the districts across the state adopted this policy, and in adopting this policy, they then developed procedures that parents can follow to allow their students to gain early admissions into kindergarten. Scottsbluff and Gering have worked together jointly on this process, and all of our documentation, our testing, our scoring, and everything will be done the same. What parents need to do is there is a one-page written request for admissions. Parents need to pick that up either at either central office in Scottsbluff or Gering or at the elementary buildings. When that is picked up, it needs to be filled out in full and returned to central offices, not to the elementary buildings, but to the central office building. And this probably is the most important part, Kevin. It has to be returned by March 1st. Both offices close at 4:30 on March 1st. Anything turned in after that time will not be accepted. Those will be received at central office, dated and stamped, so that the rest of the process can begin.
All right. Does that application then go into the state, basically, or does it stay with the school districts? How does that go?
That application stays with the school districts.
Stays with the school districts. All right. So once people get this application in, then there's another period where their student would be tested if their birth date's between July 31st and August 15th to determine if they're ready to go into kindergarten, if they fall in those birth dates, right?
That's correct. If the written application is received in timely manner, there is a set of screening statements that parents will be asked to fill out. If these are scored at an above rate, then we will go to the next step. There is 2 tests that students will be given, or children. One of them is the YCAT. The second one is the BASC 2.
Okay.
If both of those are passed, we have scoring guidelines that both districts, Scottsbluff and Gering, have established. If both of those are passed with meeting those guidelines, then the student will be accepted into kindergarten. If they are in a questionable range, we may at that time ask for an observation of the student, which will last probably 2 hours. At that time, a decision will be made. If they do not pass any of these steps, then they will be asked to not enter kindergarten.
Not enter
at that
kindergarten
time.
then and wait a year, right?
Yes, and I'd like to also say that all testing will be done by school psych personnel, so
Okay. All right.
qualified.
All right. Very good. Let's take a break. We'll talk more about this right after this. Oh, you're doing good.
Yes, you
Doing
kind of
fine.
got into the deep weeds. They can be 5 on July 31st.
Oh, they can be
Yes,
5 on
so
July
really
31st.
it's August 1st through October 15th.
That's
so
right, that's
August
right.
1st and on October 15th, that could be your birthday.
Those are the dates.
And then I'm just going to add the
Yeah.
website
Oh,
because
yeah.
they can get
Good.
the application on the
And it's
website.
on the website.
All right, we are back on News Extra. We have Karen Johnson here from Scottsbluff Schools. Terry Martin is here from Gering Schools. We're talking about this early kindergarten admission situation that has arisen due to a law that was passed back in 2010. So if you have, say, a 4-year-old that will turn 5 between August 1st and October 15th, and you'd like to see them be in kindergarten this coming fall, you need to first of all get an admission slip into the Scottsbluff or Gering School District by March 1st. You can pick them up at the central business offices, and then you need to get that date and stamped back in by March 1st, and then the testing goes forward. Is there a website that people can go to here, Karen, to kind of get
Yes.
some more information?
Yes, both schools have this one-page application for early kindergarten admissions on the website. I'm sure you could probably call the central office or your elementary school as well if there's a question. But the applications are available basically in 3 places: on the website, at your elementary school, and at your district central office. However, they have to be turned in at one place, and that would be your district central office. I'm going to clarify the deadline again, is that they be turned into your central office no later than 4:30 on March 1st. And that's kind of the bad news, is that everyone has to pay attention to that date. The good news is you could get the application today and fill it out and have it turned in plenty of time, and I hope that people will take advantage of the fact that we're kind of letting everyone know a couple months before this happens so that you have time to think about it and discuss with your family whether or not this is something that you want to pursue. So again, August 1st birthday through to October 15th. If you want a child whose birth date falls in those dates to attend kindergarten this fall, you need to get the application for early kindergarten admissions.
All right. Very good. I think we got it all taken care of. Thank you, guys. And we'll be talking about this more as the deadline comes around, and make sure everybody understands what's going on. Appreciate it. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay.